If it seems like more kids are wearing glasses these days, there's a reason for that. An increasing number of children are being diagnosed with myopia, nearsightedness, and March is Protect Your Vision Month. And to help us bring this issue into focus, we have Johns Hopkins All Children's Emergency Physician, Dr. Patrick Mularoni, joining us today. Great to talk with you.
Hello, good morning.
I'm so happy you're here to explain this trend that we're seeing. And I think we can figure out the whys, but the increase in myopic vision problems.
Right, so more kids are becoming nearsighted, which means that they can see very well close to them, but they can't see far away. That's called myopia. And one of the reasons why is what we thought, the screens. You know, looking at screens and concentrating on things so close to your eyes is probably not natural for us humans, right? Us humans should not be staring at screens all day long. And the more screen use we're seeing in children, the more of this nearsightedness we're ending up seeing. So there's so many reasons to get your kids off of screens, but this is just another one that we're seeing data that shows that children at young ages that are on screens more often are ending up needing to wear glasses because they can't see far away.
And doctor, as you're saying this, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've sat up straighter because when I hear the word screen, I think of hunched over because I'm always yelling at my kids. You know, I try to keep them off, but
right.
It's inevitable. And so I guess, does that even help if you hold it a little? I mean, you don't want to see the kid like this. You just have to reduce the time, is my guess.
You know, that is a good point. Obviously, posture is very important, but it's actually the time you're spending looking at something very close. You know, our eyes move, and when we're looking at things close, we're conditioning our eyes to only look at things close. So we're not giving our eyes the chance to look at things far away and develop those muscles, if you will.
Gotcha. That makes sense. What about other eye concerns, particularly for children, that you want to keep an eye out for?
Yeah, so some kids, you know, we talked about kids being nearsighted where they can see near, but there's other kids that can only see far, right? Some children and parents will notice that a child has a lazy eye, and if a child has that problem called strabismus, you know, one of the eyes doesn't focus as well on objects, and if that's not corrected with either glasses or surgery, they could end up losing vision in that eye. So as a parent, I think if you're looking at your child and like, what am I going to do? You know, make sure that if your child's squinting all the time, that's something that you should bring up. Or if you notice your child's tilting their head when they're looking at things, some of those are the things that you know, children can have eye problems, and parents are a lot of times are the person that diagnoses that.
That's a good point. And you have to be observant of your child. Of course, we all are hyper observant in some cases. And what else can we do just to help our kids in general with whether it is the nearsightedness or other tips you have for keeping their eyes healthy?
Well, I think the first one is going to see your pediatrician. You know, the American Academy of Pediatrics has physicians vision testing children starting at the age of 3, and they get those vision tests every year for a while, and then it goes every other year so that these problems can be identified. You know, a second thing that you know, I think is really important here in Florida is sunglasses. You know, there are some long-term problems that you can prevent with sunglasses, you know, glaucoma, macular degeneration. These are things we think about in our grandparents, but those are things that by wearing sunglasses, you know, that can definitely help. And then one of the special concerns here is if you have chronic inflammation in your eyes from the sun, you can develop something called a pterygium, which is extra tissue that grows along the eye. So having sunglasses on kids, I know the littles don't like to wear them, but the sooner you can get your child comfortable with wearing sunglasses, those sunglasses protect the eyes just like sunblock protects the skin.
I'm so glad you told me that, because I'm one of those. I'll walk out the door, put my sunglasses on before I even, you know, halfway out the building. And it's a great reminder to have your kids start to do the same when they're ready. So
yeah, you know, tell them that sunglasses look cool, but we'll know in the back of our minds that we're helping their eyes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Mularoni. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.